Good afternoon, everybody. Today we have a special guest. It's Gordon So, a good friend of mine who's the president of the Niagara, Canada International Film Festival. That's the shorter version. So, so, so Gordon and I wanted to get together to learn more about this because I think this is the first time you've actually put it on. So, can you give us a general overview of what this film festival is all about?
Absolutely. Well, Darren, first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity to, share with you and some of your fans, right? Your friends on what is the Niagara Canada International Film Festival. So thank you for that opportunity. And you're right. This is actually our first year. So here it is, Niagara Canada International Film Festival. So it's our first year in the city of Niagara Falls, where we're hosting it live. Now, I'm sure most of us remember a little thing called COVID, right? Seems so long ago, but we've been hosting the Niagara Canada International Film Festival last 3 years online.
Oh.
And so this is the first year it's live in Niagara Falls. It's going to be on May 31st and June 1st and 2nd at the Niagara Falls Convention Center.
Wow, that's me. Now Niagara, that's amazing. I didn't know that you did it virtually before, so that's pretty exciting. So how did it come about? How did you start this film festival and what are some of the past history about it?
Wow, for me, it's by accident, right? If you would have said to me a few years ago, Gordon, you'd be, involved in film festivals, or now the current president for the Niagara Canada International Film Festival, I would have said, Darren, you're nuts, you're crazy, right? And Darren, a mutual friend of mine, Jay Jack Hansen.
Mhm.
So Jay is my business partner, and he's been a director for the Toronto Tamil International Film Festival, which has been a huge success for about 9 or 10 years now in Toronto. And I think, did you attend the Markham International Film Festival? Were you
No,
there?
no.
Okay, so if you didn't attend Markham, you should definitely come out. It's going to be in July this year, the Markham International Film Festival. So, like Markham, right? It was online for 3 years. New York was online for 3 years, and Montreal was online for 3 years. And
Wow.
so last year, Markham was live, and then we thought, well, let's pick another city. And so the mayor in Markham got involved. It was a huge success, and I thought, well, who do I know that's a mayor? And a good friend of mine I've known for 3 decades now, Mayor Jim Diodati. I thought, well, let me give him a call. And make a long story short, we chose the weekend of May 31st, June 1st, and 2nd, and here we are. We're getting ready for in a couple of weeks to host our first festival there.
I think that's exciting. So now people wanting to attend, what can they, so it's a 3-day event, which is absolutely amazing. What can
Yes.
people expect for consumers? So what can they expect over the 3 days?
Oh, absolutely. So it's broken down in 3 days, as you mentioned. The first evening on the Friday is actually an industry networking event. So it's a wine event. So I don't know if anybody enjoys wine. So we're going to have some wine and food pairing, and it's going to be at one of our host hotels called the Old Stone Inn. And when I people who go to the Niagara Falls quite often, Darren, soon as I mentioned the Old Stone Inn, it was, oh, I know where that is. I know Anne Marie, right? And so that's one of the things we love to do, is to be able to support, right, the local business owners while we're there in Niagara Falls. So the Friday night, it's a wine event, and we have folks coming in from everywhere. Dr. Chief Dr. Lester Bailey is with a film production company called Auditorium. They're coming in from Arizona, right? We have a group of mompreneurs, kidpreneurs, right, that are coming in from California, from all over the United States. And I hear there's, folks coming in, literally like independent filmmakers coming in for
Wow.
that industry networking event. And then Saturday and Sunday is almost the same. But Saturday we have our opening ceremonies. The mayor is going to be there. George Morocco, who is the owner of Destination Niagara, and she's also a regional counselor in the Niagara region, and a great friend of mine, known for 15 years as well, probably Lord Mayor Gary Celepa Jr. in the
Wow.
Niagara region. He's going to be there. So that is going to be an amazing, I think, opening ceremony. I believe, we have constant generals from Romania and different places who are going to be there. And then we'll show films all throughout the day, independent films all throughout the day. We got the red carpet there. So if you enjoy, having your pictures taken, maybe you'll run into somebody. We have a special guest who is the executive producer for Schitt's Creek. So if anyone's ever seen Schitt's Creek, right, a very popular television series by CBC,
Mhm.
right? So we'll have a special speaker there. We'll have one on Sunday. We'll have our closing ceremonies. But come on down, right? So whether you are an independent filmmaker or someone who loves film, this will be a really good day for you to come and watch some short documentaries from independent filmmakers, and let's help celebrate them, right? Because there's so much work and effort that goes into, producing these short films, and the stories are just so inspiring. Right?
That's amazing. So there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
So people can buy a 3-day pass, they can buy a daily pass. Is there family passes? How does that work?
That's a great question. The 3-day passes it's all sold out now.
Okay.
The 3-day passes are sold out. That included the industry wine networking experience on the Friday.
Mhm.
We have 2-day passes. So if anyone comes for both days, it's only $75 for the 2 days.
Wow.
That includes Saturday and Sunday. The 1-day pass is $65. So somebody said to me, "Oh, I'm going to buy the 2-day pass because I'm going to probably show up one day and realize that this is pretty amazing, and I'm going to come back the next day."
Yeah.
And because it's a destination, we already have families that are booking to come in, right? Some of their kids may not, their kids are probably not going to come, right? They're going to go to water parks and theme parks and museums and wax museums, or some of them may want to take a helicopter ride over Niagara Falls,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they're coming in, and they're going to enjoy Niagara Falls. And I heard some people say to me, "I'm just going to drive in for the day," because they do that now all the time, right? I'll just drive in for the day and then go home and then maybe drive back again the next day. Okay. So the 2-day and the 1-day passes are still available. And I think we have limited 2 1-day passes left as well.
So how many different films are there multiple, like it's at the convention center, so is there's multiple rooms showing multiple films, or is it just one room that you have, like does it start at like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and there's like,
Yeah, great question. The official schedule should be coming out this week.
oh,
And so our registration opening starts at 9, right? I
yeah,
mentioned we have opening ceremonies, and then we'll have blocks of time, like several blocks. It's like you go into a theater and there's movies, right? And blocks of time. So we're gonna have blocks of times when we have independent films or feature films or films that are being premiered that's gonna be shown. And then you can come and choose, the block that a film set you may want to watch, or you may want to stay there for the whole day and watch every single film if you want to.
that's right. But and it goes starts at 9 a.m. and goes to how late does it go in the evening?
The first day is going to go to about 7:30,
Okay,
right?
that's not bad.
Yeah, and the second day is going to go to about 7:30 as well, because the second day we'll have a special guest there as well
Mhm.
in the afternoon, and then we're going to have our closing ceremonies where we're going to be giving away um, awards, to winners from the films. Right? There's going to be during one of the questions you asked in terms of films, there'll be approximately 30 films,
Wow.
short films and docs and feature films that'll be shown throughout the 2 days.
That's amazing. Well, I don't know if people know, being a national film festival in Niagara Falls, Canada, it's a tourist destination in and of itself because it's the
Yes.
honeymoon capital of Canada. It
Yes.
also has one of the seven natural wonders of the world, which is the actual
Oh
falls,
yeah. Yeah.
which is amazing. And the weather, you picked a good time of the year. The
It's
weather should
beautiful.
be amazing,
Yeah. You
you
can
know?
see right now, it's, you and I are here in Toronto and it's May,
Mhm.
right? It's spring and I'm still wearing like today's cool.
Yeah, it is.
I'm still wearing a fleece, but on June 1st, I think it's going to be just beautiful, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful weather,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Because that's usually when everybody gets married, so it's around the early June.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the beautiful gardens, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I think there's a butterfly garden as well. And then there's wineries, right? For people who enjoy wine, there's so many beautiful wineries in the Niagara Falls, Niagara region as well.
Yeah, that's why the opening night should be really good with all the wine pairings. There's probably over 100 different wineries, I would guess.
Yeah, I would imagine. So, you know, um, I was just there the other day because we keep on meeting local businesses and business owners, right? Which
Yeah,
is really neat because that's really the one of the reasons why we're down there. Not only there to support independent filmmakers, we want to bring economic development growth to Niagara Falls and
yeah.
support local businesses. So I was introduced to someone, and they have a pastry shop, and they have European pastries flown in from Europe,
Wow.
right? Flown in from Europe, and their coffee is incredible. So, a European pastry shop owned by a gentleman named Pradeep.
Mhm.
So I was introduced to him because Rahul, who's been involved, he owns the Romanian Omni Television for about 20 plus years now. So he was gracious enough to say, "Hey, Gordon, if you could come down, I'd love to interview you, right, for Omni Television." And
Mhm.
so we did that at Pradeep's coffee shop. And then I met Pradeep. I've been back there several times now. It's crazy. And then another day, Joyce Morocco, one of the regional counselors, says, "Hey, let's come down and meet. Let's talk how we can support you." And we met at another coffee shop. And it was Vincenzo, right? He's, I think, originally from Sicily, I believe.
Oh,
He's
wow.
retired. Oh, you and I have to go there, Darren.
That
And
sounds
he's
amazing.
such a football fan. It's crazy. Like he will fly to the World Cup all around the world, and some of the stories he's got is pretty incredible. But if I could share a story with you about Vincenzo,
Sure.
I'm there, and JJ Cantha, my business partner, are there. We finish our meeting, and I go out to the car, and I see this piece of paper, ripped up piece of paper on my windshield. What do you call it, Darren? On the
Wiper blade?
wiper, yes, on the wiper, right?
Mhm.
And at first I thought, well, who just put this piece of something like junk or
Marketing
uh,
material.
marketing material, right, on my windshield? And I looked at it, and it's a ripped up envelope. And I turned it over, and on the envelope it says, "I saw someone backed into the side of your car," right?
Right.
And drove away. But I snapped a picture of their license plate.
Wow.
So, and it had this person's phone number. So first I thought, is this a joke? Right? Or is this for real? So I called the number, and a really nice young gentleman answered the phone. And so he explained to me exactly what happened. He says, an older lady, I saw an older lady at the bank, right? Student Plaza. He says, my girlfriend and I were at the bank. We saw this older woman back, right, into the side of your car, and then drove away. And so I went outside, Jay and I went outside, we looked and we looked, and I really couldn't see a dent, right? Couldn't see a dent. And I said, how old did you say this woman was? And he says, old, right?
Yeah. Hard to guess exactly.
And I started thinking, if my grandmother backed into somebody's car, right? I mean, I wouldn't want somebody going after her. Does that make sense? And I thought,
Not only
no
that is
damages.
it's she probably wasn't aware of it.
Probably wasn't even aware, right? You're probably right, Darren.
Hmm.
So that day I was driving my wife's car. So I said, please, if you could do me a favor, just keep the photo, right? Let me just double check with her first, tell her what happened, and if she's good with it, we wouldn't even. There's no need for us to try to pursue it, right?
For sure.
So, and I'm talking to him. I said, look, by the way, I want to, that's so kind of what you did, right? And I just want to share with you. I'm the current president for the Niagara Canada International Film Festival. Here's the reason why we're in Niagara Falls. Did you know we have a film festival coming up at the convention center, so on? I said, have you ever heard of Schitt's Creek? He goes, oh my goodness. He says, my mom loves, right, the show. Probably seen every episode 10 times. So yeah, if it's okay with you, I would love to gift you, your mom, your girlfriend, a ticket
Yeah.
to come and join us for the festival.
That's
So
amazing.
That's my story, Darren, and I'm going to stick with it.
I think that's wonderful. You're a great storyteller and a great person, so that's good. So now for people trying to find out, do you have a website and do you have social
We
media
do.
handles? So
We do. We do. So niff.ca. So it's Niagara International Film Festival. So there's four letters, niff.ca. So
it's
if you go
Niff.
there, you'll see all the information, and there's a link where you can click on and purchase your tickets.
That's good. And are you on any social media or do you put it out on
Yeah, yeah,
Facebook or
we're on
Twitter or
Facebook.
Instagram?
We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, this talk, that talk, LinkedIn. So
X.
our social media team's taking care of that. And for our sponsors, Darren, I mean, you are incredible. I know you with what you do. You don't just interview and bring out the best in people, but you help some of your clients
Yeah.
on social media, like for example, here in YouTube.
Yeah.
We have Jennifer Ettinger, who she will have two of her team members with her. They have an incredible correspondent team. And if you've seen shows like E-Talk,
Yeah.
uh, Amazing Race, uh,
Wow.
Bachelor, Oscars. I mean, she has been doing red carpets and so on for some of the biggest names, some of the biggest brands, right,
Hmm.
across North America. So Jenny and her team's going to be there, and they really want to amplify our story, right? The film festival, the city, the filmmakers, the producers, the actors. Does that make sense? Uh,
Absolutely.
so
Yeah,
if you,
everybody wins. The
yeah,
economy wins, the filmmakers
yes,
win, the attendees win.
yes,
It's good.
yeah, yeah.
That, and you have some other famous directors that I remember you telling me earlier. Is there any other famous, successful people that you wanted to mention that are there or maybe there or going to keep some
Yeah, yeah.
secret?
Again, it's a small festival. It's our first one, right? And I mentioned to you the executive producer, Andrew Barnsley from Schitt's Creek is going to be there. We have a gentleman coming down on Saturday, a young businessman. I believe he's in his 40s,
Mhm.
and they represent a specific genre of films, and they've already represented over 200 plus independent filmmakers to a tune of over 100 million plus in sales and distribution, Darren.
Wow.
Why I'm excited about that is, you know, not everyone has a Steven Spielberg, right?
Sure.
Uh, behind them.
Yeah.
So, you know how I love, let's say, books and helping authors write and publish books and tell their stories.
Hmm.
And we could write all the books we want in the world, and we may not sell 200 million copies like Think and Grow Rich like Napoleon Hill, right? It's a struggle for authors to get their stories and their books sold. So, I mean, it's probably like that for independent filmmakers as well. So,
Sure.
wouldn't it be great if they could meet someone like Michelangelo, who's already, done over 100 million in sales and distribution? In fact, he's at the Cannes International Film Festival this year. And in May of 2022, right, during COVID, he was at the Cannes Film Festival. Someone ran into him, someone met him, right? So the importance of showing up is probably the reason why I want to share the story is someone met him at the Cannes Film Festival and said, hey, would you be interested in producing my movie? Right? Like taking my uh, short film and making it into a movie. And he said, yes.
Wow.
Right. And I was having breakfast with him, and he said, I had never said yes before because I've never done that before. I've been, an associate producer. This was the first time I'm putting my money where my mouth is.
Wow.
And by December this year, they had spent over $700,000. They made a film, an action film in the Philippines. And that film, very shortly after being made, had already started getting sales and distribution from countries around the world.
Wow.
Right. So if I was an independent filmmaker, like I know there's film students coming from the Toronto Film School, there's students coming from Ryerson, there's students coming from Niagara College, there's students coming from Humber, right? So many amazing films. Some of them have graduated, some of them are still, some of them are coming down, right? Because they want to be able to meet rough shouldered with peers, meet with industry uh, uh, leaders and so on. But wouldn't it be great if a brand new independent filmmaker trying to figure things out can meet some of these industry experts at a film festival
In person.
in person?
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm always a big believer of in-person meetings. You get you get a feel for people, and emails. People get so inundated with emails and phone calls,
yeah,
but being able a chance to have a one-on-one and introduce yourself and get a picture or an autograph or
yes,
pitch
yeah,
something is amazing. I think it's a great idea.
yeah. It's not the same, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm a big believer in
Yeah.
in-person meetings for sure.
Now, have you ever seen the? Are you a Evo Knievel fan?
Sure.
I was, we have a mutual friend, a good friend, Terrence.
Hmm.
He took me to the Evo Knievel Museum.
I know. I've been there.
You've been there, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe they have the the last stunt motorcycle
Yeah,
that Evo Knievel owned,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
that was the real stunt bike, motorcycle that Evo Knievel owned. And
I know it's
that
amazing.
museum, I mean, there's a ton of treasure troves in that museum.
I know it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, I look forward to hearing more and stuff like that. So I'll put this up on my YouTube and I'll send you the link once it's up and stuff like that. And I'll with permission, I'll try and share it out through my social media as well.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be amazing, Darren.
yeah,
Thank you so
exactly.
much.
No
Yeah.
problem. So once again, it's TIFF dot
Or
CA.
N for Norman, Niagara. So NIFF.ca.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
NII.
NIFF. I wish we were TIF. Toronto, the Toronto International Film Festival was such a huge success. And people always ask us, "Are you guys like TIFF?" And the answer is no. And we're just a small festival that's getting started. So,
Fantastic.
down to Niagara Falls, you guys, do us a favor. You're coming anyways. Come and support a little festival and have a good time. Yeah.
Enjoy the reason. Grab some European food and coffee.
Yes.
See
Yes.
the falls
Yeah.
and take in like you're there for the day or two or three and take in as many films as you want when you get the day pass and just enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or hop in a wheelbarrow and go down the fall. No, I'm just kidding.
Not allowed to do that. That's only for professionals only.
Only for professionals, yes. Yeah.
With approval.
Don't
No,
try it at home. Yeah.
no, I don't have a falls at home, so we're good. But thank you very much, Gordon,
Thank you.
for coming out and sharing your insights and talking about this new film festival. So look forward to seeing more of you in the future and hearing a lot more stories and great success to you in this and many more years. And again, future in the Markham Film Festival as well.
Yes. Yeah. Come to that festival as well. Yeah.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you very much, Gordon. You have a great day.
Thank you, Darren.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.